This is the plaintiff, Mike Hanna. He says he bought a lemon from the defendant, and the no-good, sneaky car salesman refuses to honor the law, and he's suing. That's right. The defendant can't just go around taking advantage of people. He's owed $4,756 and is sure the judge will award it to him today. This is the defendant, Florin Ionescu. He says the plaintiff bought what he bought, and the problem he's having is not his responsibility. He's done some research on the law as well, is pretty darn sure he's in the right here, and is confident the plaintiff's gonna lose today. He's accused of taking advantage of an unsuspecting buyer.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket. The plaintiff says the defendant sold him a lemon and won't give him his money back. But the defendant says it was as is, so tough. It's the case of, I need some lemonade.
Thank you, Douglas. Mike Hanna, you are suing Florin Ionescu, did I pronounce that correctly? For $4,756. You want the cost that you paid for a $1,300 vehicle returned to you. You want the amount you spent on a car rental, and you want the rest for emotional stress. What's going on?
Your Honor, good morning. On January 8, 2017, my car broke down. I started looking, around, and I found 2002 Mitsubishi SUV available on a Craigslist. I called the defendant, Mr. Anton, and I made an appointment to see the vehicle.
You test drove it, you liked it. What day did you buy it, the same day?
I did purchase the vehicle on January 10th,
okay.
2017.
And is there a contract in writing between the two of you?
No, ma'am.
Okay, no bill of sale, nothing?
No.
No, ma'am.
There's something, there's nothing?
No.
Except the title.
The exchange of title, the signature, and the release of
Let me see
liability.
what you got a piece of something in your hands. Let me see it. Why does it say selling price $350?
That's $1,350.
Yeah, I know. Why does it say $350? Cheat the tax man? Oh, you're both so silent.
I have
you're
no
both
idea,
so
Your Honor.
silent all of a sudden.
Your Honor,
What?
he's the one who wrote the price, and he's the one who filled out the. He
Who
should
filled
answer.
this out?
He,
Who filled this out?
the plaintiff.
I don't
Who filled
recall
this
this
out?
one, Your Honor. May I see that, please? It is my right-handing.
Yeah, why'd you write $350 instead of $1,350?
I have no idea, Your Honor.
Oh, I have an idea.
have-
It's to cheat the tax man. It's the same reason that everybody else does it, and they shouldn't, because when one person cheats, then other people have to pay more to cover the cheating. Give me that. So now, what goes wrong with the car?
After 6 days, the engine light came in. I took the vehicle to the mechanic shop. They found out, there is a emission problem with the vehicle. And they give me an estimate on the repair. And the emission was related to...
What was their estimate for the repair?
$340, Your Honor.
Okay.
And I called Mr. Anton the following day. Mr. Anton, he denied, responsibility.
Right.
And he said, it's my problem, I explained to him, state of California law require to have smoke done before, selling the vehicle.
But here's what I don't understand. If what is required is a $340 repair, then why aren't you suing for that as opposed to suing for $5,000?
Well, the reason, Your Honor, I tried to take the vehicle back to him, and he refused it after all.
No, you're not listening to my question. You think that I'm asking, why weren't you able to drop the car off at his place? The answer to that would be he refused to accept it. I am asking you if the problem with the car you bought is only a $340 problem, and you think that that's a problem that should have been taken care of beforehand, then why aren't your damages, why aren't you coming to court and suing for $340? Why are you trying to make a $5,000 case out of a $340 problem?
He continued refusing to take care of the smoke. If the problem was $340.
But did you take care of the $340?
It is not my responsibility. State of California
So instead, how long have you had the car?
The problem has been going since January, Your Honor.
Okay, and who's using the car since January?
Nobody. I used the car for...
So instead of just paying $340, getting a smog test, getting the emission, we're doing whatever, and then being able to use the car, you are suing for rental since January? Because you refused to put out the money first and then sue him for your damages?
Actually, I notified the defender on the problem, and he said he's leaving the town. He's overseas.
What does that have to do with my question? Your lawsuit that you filed for car rental alone is double that. So you understand that we are thinking people here, those of us in the black dress, hopefully. And we're trying to figure out what people's real damages are. In other words, court is not an opportunity to ching-ching, let that cash register ring.
So this guy decides, rather than getting the smog test passed for about $400, he rents a car and spends way more. Does that make sense?
I don't think so, because I think in the long run, it's just going to be less to pay the $400.
Well, it would have been less. Now the question, should he get the money for the rent-a-car? Because that's what he's suing for.
No way. He should get the $400 and be on the hook for the rest of it.
$400 and that's it?
Yep, I think he should have just paid the $400.
But he didn't. Does he get the money for the rent-a-car?
No, it's his fault that he bought a bad car.
Okay. Oh, okay. Go inside the courtroom.
Let me hear from you what's going on with this car.
Your Honor, he bought the car in the condition he saw it, and I explained to him was a car which I got as a payment from my tenant who couldn't pay the rent. I was supposed to evict him, and I ended up getting his car.
Oh, that's a headache. I don't know why you would do that. It's better to evict him and get somebody in there who pays. So how much did he pay for the car?
$1,300. He said 40, but I remember 50.
Okay. And then, so the $1,350 that he paid for the car, did the car have any inspection stickers or anything else like that on it?
He was right. Under the law of California, when you transfer the vehicle, you have to smog it within 90 days before the transfer. I assume he knew that, but he accepted the car. I didn't know about that. And I explained to him crystal clear, this
How
is the car
did
the
you
way it
find
is.
out about that? When did you?
After he told me.
Oh, so you're getting your law from him?
I checked into that
Okay,
after.
go ahead.
Fact is, he bought the car on January 10th, and he let me know about the issue on January 25th.
Okay, so
Well,
2 weeks later.
it's-
Uh-huh.
2 weeks later, he drove the car. He used the car every day. He could have damaged the car, the
Was
check
there
engine
ever
light.
any discussion between the two of you about smog and inspection or anything, or no, nobody talked about it until afterwards?
Only afterwards.
Right.
And afterwards, I offered to pay him $300 because he explained to me it's just the sensor and the valve. They cost about $50. He said it's $350. I offered to pay him $300. He said, no, I want you to pay for everything.
Well, what did he, at the time, what was he saying? I want you to pay for everything, meaning
Everything meaning rental car, emotional stress, and so on. I said, you use the car all
what?
this
Tell
time.
me about your emotional stress.
Well, as
You're
you see,
suing for
Honor, you know,
$2,400 and something dollars in emotional stress. Tell me
the
about it.
problem going between January 2017 until today, Mr. Anton refused to discuss it.
That's not telling me about your emotional stress.
I have two
Tell
kids.
me-
I'm a single parent with 2 kids. They live with me. And I explained to him, from the day one, I need a reliable, vehicle to drive. And he said, yes, it is reliable,
So why
And-
do you end up putting yourself, if you have 2 children and you have to look after them, why do you end up spending $722 on a car rental instead of $340 on a solution?
Because he was not
You
available.
didn't really actually spend $722, did you? You had a friend loaned you a car.
I just, got, the car, from a friend to loan me the vehicle, for 33 days, and he charged me $22 a day.
Mr. Mike Hanna asked if I could let him use my spare car and he'll pay me daily rent. I thought about it and decided to let him use my spare car until he solves his matter.
Exactly.
Yeah, this
So I
sounds
rented the
like a guy
vehicle.
who you know, who you asked, who said yes. That sounds like a friend.
It's not a friend.
But you
Honor.
haven't paid him a penny yet, have you?
I did.
You-
And he
oh,
welcome
can I
to call
see
him up.
proof? Can I see proof that you paid him money for the rental car?
Well, I did pay cash, Your Honor. You can see, I paid cash in his
So do you have a receipt? Because, I'm a little suspicious about you. I know you're willing to cheat to save yourself money, so now I'm going to want some proof of things.
I do not have anything,
Okay. So let me see the proof that it costs $340 to fix the whole issue. Where's that?
You have Your Honor, Exhibit 7.
Does this even have anything to do with the smog or no?
It is a smog related.
Okay.
The emission problem.
All right. So here's what's going to happen. Apparently, it will cost $340 to fix the problem. Plus, you will have to get your smog emissions test. you're going to have to pay for that because even though it's an as-is sale, you're supposed to have done that beforehand. And I'm going to order you to pay the $340 to the plaintiff, plus what the test cost. Does anybody have any evidence about what the test costs?
$340 includes the test.
Says who?
When the shop does the repair.
Says who? Does it include it or no?
No, Your Honor.
How do we know? I don't know.
$59.
Well, when you present proof that you paid $340 plus $59, then that's what I'll enter my final order if it doesn't include the test. You're
And
not in a
also
position to
$130,
negotiate.
Your Honor.
All right, plus your court costs. That's my judgment. Verdict for the plaintiff.
Well, the plaintiff is going to get at least $340, maybe an extra $59. Mr. Ionescu, you felt you were going to win today. What happened?
No, I guess I won. Because it was fair.
You've got to give him that money.
Yeah, well, but he was asking $4,700.
Yes, you're absolutely right. So you're looking at it as a victory.
I offered to pay this amount before coming here, so.
Well, very good. All right. Thank you very much. Okay, the door's that way, sir. All right, Mr. Hanna, you're another one who felt you were going to win today. You're smiling, but you didn't get the $4,700 you were after.
Well, I'm very happy and satisfied with the judgment I got received today, you know, and
I mean, this could have been very easily settled. He said he would have given it to you.
he was very, very complicated person to deal with him.
Yeah.
And it took me about 10 months to solve, you know, this problem.
Wow. Okay. Okay, thank you very much, sir. You must
Thank
sign
you.
a few documents. Harvey, what do you think?
So there's something in the law called the duty to mitigate. What that means is you have a duty to minimize your damages. This is a great example of that if it would have cost him $400, that's reasonable to pay the money and then sue for that, and you'd get the $400. But to then bill the bill up to a point that just gets to be ridiculous, way more than the $400, that's not what the law allows. And that will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.